Obviously, the game didn't go the way we wanted. I think a lot of it has to do with some things Southern Miss did defensively. They mixed things up. Coach Hobson did a heck of a job. I think the positives from our game is how our defense played, with the exception of a few drives. We played really solid, and we held a very, very explosive offense. Really kept them in check and really held them to 13 points until the last drive of the ball game, and that's a heck of an effort by our defense. You know, had 2 opportunities where we held them to field goal attempts. They only made 1 of them. I think special teams wise, our team is completely committed to special teams. They're giving great effort in everything they do, and we're seeing those results on special teams, doing a great job. Those are 2 unbelievable returners, probably the best returners in America on their team, and we didn't give them a chance to get started, and that's outstanding. The elephant in the room is, of course, our offense right now, and inability to score points, and inability to really give our team a chance right now. So we're going to keep evaluating everything. Something will change offensively. The status quo is not good enough. The way we're doing things is not good enough. And with that, I'll open up for any questions.
Coach, let me ask you about the 1st and goal after the pass interference penalty. What were you thinking about throwing the same direction as the previous play?
Yeah, well, we were in a completely different personnel grouping. We got them to sub to their goal line personnel. They did a very good job covering it. That play is really a simple read. It's there or it's out of bounds, and we line up and play again. Obviously, that's not what happened on that play. We threw it to the other team, and you know, last week we ran a play on the 1-yard line after a sudden change, and we fumbled it on the center quarterback exchange. And this week we throw an interception down there, and those things are so critical. You talk about just taking points off the board and taking yourself out of position to, in that case, tie the game in the 4th quarter.
What is your initial impression when you see some of these offensive numbers? I think the worst game of the season in terms of total offense, 8 yards on 30 rushes, and you just mentioned the really poorly timed turnovers.
Yeah, the turnover was very poorly timed, and it always will be. I mean, there's never a great time to have a turnover. But you're right, the timing was pretty awful as we were about to tie the game in the 4th quarter, as we stated. I look at these offensive numbers, and they're gross. They're disgusting, and I don't worry about the rushing numbers, to be honest with you, because in the second half, they had done such a good job getting their safeties involved and making things so tough. The only rushes we really had down the stretch were quarterback sacks and quarterback keeps. And those, obviously, we called some one-man concepts where the ball's got to get pushed to give our guys a chance. We think our receivers are phenomenal, and for some reason the ball wouldn't get pushed. And I can't explain to you why. There were some times protection wasn't as good as it should be, but there's a lot of times where the ball was just held on to. And at the end of the day, like, quarterbacks get too much credit, too much blame, just like head coaches, but I need to shoulder this one. Like, these are 18 to 22-year-old kids. We're going to do a better job coaching them. Again, I'm so fired up about the steps that our team is taking that it's so hard to see it because of the loss. You know, like, our defense is so much better. So much better. It's night and day. Our special teams unit has continued to take a step forward, and offensively, we just couldn't get started today.
Coach, Aston Walter had strung together 3 100-yard games in a row. How much do you think his absence impacted the inability to move the ball on the ground early?
You know, I really think that obviously Aston's had 3 great games, and we believe in him fully. But the inability to try, the lack of effort to try to run the ball was because of how aggressive they were being and how many people were in the box. We had the situations we wanted to throw the ball down the field, and that's what we thought was our best path to victory. When we were able to flip the field, we were able to move the ball at times, just didn't get the ball in. And so again, it wouldn't have mattered who the running back was in there in the second half. You know, I think Charlie did a fine job running the ball. Juma came in and didn't have much success, but I think he hit the thing right. Again, just not a commitment to run the ball because I didn't think that was the right thing to do against their defense today.
Coach, in terms of the negative plays, what are you chalking up to those? I mean, is it, like you said, the quarterback not pushing the ball, or it's just like blocking schemes?
You know, I think it would be great to watch the film before we answer that, to be honest with you. I don't think it's blocking schemes. I think when you have 8 sacks in the ball game, which is probably the most I've ever been a part of at any level of football. That's tough. It's tough to be efficient there. I do know that we were in some third and longs, a lot more third and longs than we want to be in. We ended up 6 of 15 on third down, which again isn't really where we want to be. Love to be closer to that 50% if we can't jump over it. And but the third and longs were very painful to be in against a defense that's going to go dime, going to go max coverage, and has some good dudes up front.
Coach, there were a couple third and shorts where I think you put 11 men within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage and just muscled them out. Where do you take the totality of this game in terms of your style of offense in contrast to like those 2 plays where it seemed to be working like one?
Yeah, I think that, again, I believe in our guys in those 3rd and 1 situations, even 3rd and 2. I think we went for a couple of those and got them out of big people, out of 23 personnel, or 32 personnel even in one case. And that's what we want to be able to do. We want to get to those 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, where we feel like we can put those guys on the field and move massive humanity and convert and move the sticks. But we know that's not going to be every drive as much as we'd like it to be. We know we're going to end up in some 3rd and medium and 3rd and long. And at that point, we got to protect, and we got to get the ball pushed and give our guys a chance. Those are very simplistic things, you know. And again, like I keep talking about them as simplistic things. Nothing is simplistic for us right now, offensively. Nothing is easy for us offensively. Go from scoring a good number of points, even with the turnovers last week, to not being able to get the ball in the box this week. So very disappointed. Again, we have to assess. We have to make some changes. Now, again, I want to make sure I'm saying this too. There's no panic in my face in this team. There's things that will change offensively.
At this point of your tenure at Rice, you've had 6 or 7 different quarterbacks take snaps in 2 years. I know that's not ideal, and you'll want to look at the film, but what does that situation look like going forward?
Yeah, well, we made a change after last week, and we practiced with Tom Stewart as our starting quarterback for the entire week. And then during a walkthrough, he wasn't able to continue. And so we found out on Friday afternoon that Wiley would be the starter. We did think it gave us the best option. And we knew he would have to have a short leash because of the ball security. Because we've been very honest with our team. The things we can't do is turn the ball over offensively and get beat over our head defensively. And if we limit those things, we'll have a chance to win in the 4th quarter, which is what you're seeing. The defense taking the ball away, the pick by Naeem, I mean, that was great. Just giving us a chance. So to answer your question, it's a position that needs help. It's a position that needs to play better. And we need to assess as coaches, are we asking too much of it? Is there something we can do to simplify? Is there something we can do to just get the ball pushed and make efficient plays happen? And make sure what we're asking of the quarterbacks is the best thing for their skill set so that we can move the chains and ultimately score.
What exactly is Tom's injury, and what's the timetable for his return?
He's got a upper body back issue, and I wish I knew the timetable. We were day to day as late as yesterday, and thought he could wake up and play today. Obviously, that's not the case. He wasn't able to go. We'll see where it goes. But again, like there's so many things bigger than just who's there. I know that's the easy thing to say, and I don't want to give any excuses. I want to make sure as a coaching staff we're assessing like what is the best way for our quarterbacks, whoever's in the game, to effectively move the sticks.
And you've said before that you shoulder the blame and you want to make some changes to fix things. Have you been able to see over the past couple of weeks some of the tweaks that y'all put in having those positive results and getting you closer?
Yeah, I think we have. I mean, we've seen the ability to move the ball, but for today, a lot better. And the only thing that really cost us, as you look at the conference play aside from today, is the turnovers. Like we moved the ball more effectively, and today, man, we were not able to. Man, it was a frustrating day in so many ways.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all.
Awesome.